everybody? Welcome back to Live from the Bench. You are joined today by the wonderful hosts, GQ and Boulevard.
Yep, that's me. What's up, y'all?
Today's going to be another great episode. We're going to be doing some way too early power rankings. Well, I wouldn't say way too early power rankings because we can do a weekly power rankings thingy.
Yes, that's what we doing.
Yeah, that's what we
No
doing.
such thing as too early when it comes to ranking the best teams.
Yeah,
That's what we do
Philadelphia
here
Eagles.
at the bench. We do
Yeah,
a lot of
Philadelphia
rankings.
Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes.
But before we get into it, I wanted to bring up a bit of a story, something that's just going around the Twitter sphere. I mean, the X sphere.
What that
because Terrell Owens and Stephen A. Smith are beefing on X. Man.
That's a real
I'm
thing.
going to just call it Twixer. Yeah. Apparently, T.O. called Max Kellerman more black than Stephen A. or more brother than Stephen A. or something along those lines. Rightfully so, Stephen A. got upset. Basically said a few things, told T.O. he was going to expose him for the type of person that he was. Terrell Owens replied back, expose me, you got nothing on me. Stephen A. basically, I got plenty on you. Everybody's going to know the real you, the trifling stuff that you've done. T.O., do it then. And they're just going back and forth. And it's just interesting. My take on it is, why are these grown-ass millionaires, they're just that bored. They need something to do that they're doing this. Like,
they need drama. They need stories. They need attention. To me, this is some ridiculous shit. Like, this is a real story. Oh, you blacker than him. All these motherfuckers are 40 plus, and this is a real thing. Like, y'all all older than me. You're all older than me. We'll say Max Kellerman, if I'm mistaken, used to be a rapper. I'm pretty sure I've seen it myself with my own eyes. I've seen this video.
Listen, he might be more black than Stephen A. Hey, listen.
No, but Stephen A. played ball at an HBCU. Hey,
that
counts too.
Sniz.
Hey, that counts too. So, I don't know. I ain't going to get into who black I mean when one of them's literally black.
And the other one's Max Kellerman. His name is Max Kellerman, so I wouldn't have got
it. Max Kellerman is not a very black name, no.
Honestly, if somebody said that, if T.O. were to say that to me, I would just be like, T.O., come on now. Tim Tebow is more brother than you are. Like, ain't no man going to sit, like, you're not going to sit here and try to play me on live TV when your ass is on live TV talking about, that's my quarterback. You was crying on national TV because people said your quarterback was garbage. Everybody knew Tony Romo was garbage. There was I don't know why you was crying about it. Everybody knew he was garbage.
All right, what you think was a Hall of Famer?
That's my quarterback. Yeah, that's my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
T.O., man. Arguing about this shit.
It's like every time I see something new pop up from this story, I'm just like, what a waste of time, you know?
Basically. I mean, you get what you get with T.O. Can you really expect anything less? Can you expect any growth out of him at this point? Stuff like that.
The only time anything T.O. did that was interesting at all was when he was doing sit-ups in his driveway.
Next question.
Exactly. Anyway, fuck them both.
I don't know. It ain't like that's. I don't know. Like, I always had issues with that. He blacker than you. Like, who the hell is the judge of this? What is the scale? I've never understood that. Like, oh, you get good grades. You a nerd. Anyway, you don't act black. You talk white. What?
Like,
come on with that.
Like, flag on the play, man.
Right.
Like,
that is clown shit.
Shit.
That's T.O. for you. Whatever, I guess.
Whatever. Let's get into.
See if it goes anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep you guys posted because I've been watching it quite a bit.
I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity blacker than black, y'all.
And another story that's pretty exciting is there's rumors. Well, I have reason to believe, and I have sources to believe that it is not just rumors. There are talks, and those talks are looking very solid. I have a source that is employed for the Philadelphia Eagles, well, as a consultant. Like everyone knows, if you don't know, I am a security company owner. I own a security company in New Jersey, and I'm connected to various security professionals throughout the industry. Well, a person who is a security consultant for the Philadelphia Eagles is a bit of a source for me. I won't give names because I don't want people to lose their jobs. But he
Shut out
basically
the
went,
whistles and flashlights.
yeah. He basically his job is to basically assist the Eagles with their players when they're coming into the city, help them with their security programs, their security details. They get if they're bringing security from another state, they help them get licensed in the state so they can continue to do what they are doing and ensure that a new player is secured. And basically, what he told me is that the person whose name came up on his desk this morning was Buda Baker. So the rumors of Buda Baker joining the Philadelphia Eagles from the Cardinals is very, very strong, according to that source. Listen, my source could be wrong. My source could be misconstruing things. But, I mean, if a client's file comes on your desk, nine times out of 10, there's something backing that. There's a reason for it because people don't just send checks to security companies just for nothing. So,
here's my opinion on sources. Your source is probably between your cheeks because you pulled that out of your ass. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just my opinion. But this is what I think of sources. I went to Twitter and immediately looked up Buda Baker. The first source says the Eagles are in serious negotiations with the Cardinals to acquire star safety Buda Baker. The deal is, quote, close to done, according to source. Then, from 97.5 to Fanatic, I've been talking to a bunch of people in Arizona about this for months and months and months. I know the Eagles are interested in the safety, but it just seems Buda Baker is off the table. That's what I think of sources. Anybody can say anything. And nothing happens until it happens. Can't get excited over possibilities. This isn't Spades.
Well, listen.
He's not here till he's here.
He isn't here till he's here. And if he happens to come and he decides he wants to live in Jersey, he can give me a call. I'd love that $1 million money.
Who the hell would want to live in Jersey? But what do I know? I live in Vermont. It's awful here. Y'all might think it's nice in your heads, and all you're picturing is the scenery. What? Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid don't want to be up here?
Joel Embiid live in Jersey.
Oh. Well, yeah. Why would he live in Philly?
Probably about 88% of the Philadelphia Sixers roster lives in Jersey.
Yeah, that's about normal. Yeah, from what I understand, a lot of players from Philly Eagles players tend to live in Jersey or rent out
Peterson.
Out of the city.
Oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers' house is in New Jersey. $9.5 million. He got an 8-bedroom house with like a 10 bathrooms.
For what? That man only played 2 years,
one game, and he bought this massive house.
I don't know what he was expecting to even go buy a house. You weren't going to be there for 2 years at best. That's just foolishness.
Right.
I mean, you ain't found a stable place for you to be?
Listen,
I'm not rent a condo for 2 damn years. Stop trying to floss for nothing. Like,
I'm not buying no house.
Look what I've borrowed for a couple years. I have no intention of staying in Jersey because I'm a realistic person.
It's like
takes ayahuasca.
It's so weird. It's like, why would you see me? If I was playing pro sports, I'm going to buy a house in a place that I plan on retiring at.
Right.
Like if I plan on coming back to Philly to live and retire, or where I live now, this is where I'm gonna buy my house. If I was to go out to Kansas City, I'm not buying a house there. I might rent a penthouse on top of a hotel or a 5-bedroom house somewhere, or end up in some gated community. renting some property because I'm not buying nothing. I'm not buying anything because then you're gonna have to sell it when they trade you or fire you or cut you.
Exactly.
You gotta find a new job now. Like you know that guy, what's his name? Rochelle. He's a defensive lineman. Played for everybody. Rochelle, whatever. His wife's more famous than he is, but he basically his every year he's on a different practice squad every year, and it's just like he's basically like, I have a house and I just travel. I pack my suitcase and I just go.
Basically.
So yeah. But anyway, let's get back to what's more important.
Right.
Boulevard, today is your day. It is your turn to shine.
What? This is just power rankings. This is no major event. This is a weekly thing.
This is a major event.
They know, the people listening knows what power rankings are. I'm just going to go backwards from 32 to 1 and tell you which teams sucked and which teams were good. They are watching the games. They know that for the most part, they'll probably agree with my list. If not, they're welcome to comment and say something on it. Otherwise, they can listen.
There's about 24 teams that suck and 6 teams that are actually good. I think that's right.
No,
or is it 8
that's
teams?
not right.
It don't matter.
That's not right. That's terrible, man.
Because it's like, what is it, like 6 undefeated teams, 6 or 7 undefeated teams, and the rest are just dookie.
That's the way it is most years, though.
Oh.
Like, this ain't unusual so far. It's playing out like a normal season.
Well, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right. Let me see. Starting with 32. Can I get some noise for each one? Can I get like a boom or something? Give me a boom. Number 32. Number 32. All right. Well, number 32 is the Texans. You can find this down whenever. They lost 31 to 20 to the Colts. This team probably won't get a win this year. Y'all see what's out there. They're too young. They don't know what they're doing. That is a lost team. The coach doesn't even seem like he's going to be able to hold on to them and not lose control of this before the season's over. That is a disaster. That is a tire fire. That is your mother. There is no hope in Texas Houston this season. Too bad they wasted that draft pick from next season. Womp womp. Thank you very much. You got any questions, opinions about Houston other than they suck?
I mean, I'll probably just piggyback right off you. The Texans suck. They're sorry. It's like, what did they really expect? I mean, what do we really expect? I mean,
we shouldn't expect anything.
They were actually supposed to be the worst team in the league. They were supposed to get the number 1 draft pick. And they sucked at sucking. It's like, how'd you be so bad that you're the worst team and you still managed to lose the number 1 pick? It's just like, you weren't supposed to win. It's like, what are you doing? I feel like Lovie Smith knew he was on the outs. And it's going to be the same thing with DeMeco Ryans. DeMeco Ryans is probably going to get fired. They're probably going to screw him out of his job, too.
It ain't even his fault that he just walked into a bad situation.
Fault. He shouldn't have did it. It's just, I got so many like opinions about him taking that job. It's just like, just the whole situation when he originally left the Texans as a player, he was on bad terms with Mr. McNair.
Who did Houston trade with? For where they get number 3 last year?
Wasn't it Arizona?
Was it Arizona? Okay. Well, damn. Arizona going to look home, have a good draft. They're going to be terrible, and they're going to get Houston picked.
Yeah, it's just, they were just bad. I don't know.
That is bad. It's hilarious, because some teams are just meant to be terrible as teams.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, number 31. After losing 20-17 to the Saints, Carolina Panthers. They bad, yo. They real bad.
They are horrible.
Is Frank Reich a good coach? Was he just a good quarterback guy? Like,
I think Frank Reich was a solid offensive coordinator. He can't hack it as a head coach.
Is
hacking it.
Bryce going to be looking like a pro by the end of the season?
Hell no. Hell no.
Is Price struggling to read cat in the hat? By that I mean, like, read a defense. Can he read a defense?
I don't think he can read a different defense because I don't even think he can read over the line. And I swear, everybody's going to say that Bryce Young is 5'10", 190. Get that shit out of here. He's like 5'6".
He's not 5'6".
That dude,
you wouldn't be able to fake that much height.
Okay, let's give him 5'8".
If you said 5'9", like a 5'9".
Let's give him 5'8", 5'9".
Like, this ain't pro wrestling. You can't fake 4 inches in real life.
You
what
could.
Your mom said. Who phone ringing? Whatever. Not my concern. Number 30. After losing 31-28 to the Giants, we got. It might actually be, if not for the Texans, the worst team in football. Because on paper, that's just as dry as Arizona. It's not even a joke. It's just that tragic. I mean, but I will say this about the Cardinals. They fight. They've been fighting in every game so far. I don't think they should keep doing it. I think they should give up the fight because next year you got Caleb Williams or possibly Shedeur Sanders coming.
You said that was Arizona?
Yeah. I mean, one of them quarterbacks going to be sitting there for you. Arizona. Don't screw that up. You might want to quit fighting. Don't need to save nobody's job. Don't need to do none of that. It's all about next season. This season is a joke. Let it ride. You good over there?
Arizona is just like, you're tanking, and it's obvious at this point. But it's like, who are they trying to fool? It's like, they're going to try to fool everybody, make it seem like they're good. But John Gannon is another one of those guys that's just like, why you got a job? We're happy that you got, we're like, this is probably one of the only situations where you have a team that's actually happy that they lost a coordinator to another head coaching position. And now I don't think Arizona's happy about what they got. Because the guy is not, he's not good.
That's on Arizona. They knew what the hell they did. They know what the hell they bought. They wanted broken down. They wanted broken parts and shit to hold them over for a year. So that's what they got. They knew he was a liar. They knew he was an underachiever. He was a slacker. He didn't step up. He didn't make adjustments. They knew all of this, and they still made him their coach. They saw that game. They saw that second half. They still made him their coach. You reap what you sow. Arizona deserves 0-16. And Arizona deserves the second pick in the draft out of spite, not the first. They shouldn't be so privileged.
So you think they should go 1-16 so that they can not get the
No, I think they should go 0-16-1.
Yeah, give him that tie.
Sure. Yeah. Just be spiteful as hell about it. 0-16-1. Sure.
I like it.
Fuck Arizona.
Yeah, moving no one wants to go there.
This team also took a big old L to a bad team. The Bears lost 27-17 to Tampa Bay. We saw that game. The game was on TV. Baker Mayfield in in Tampa Bay almost looked like a contender. It's easy when you're playing a team like Chicago, which can't figure it out, has bad coaching and a bad offense and a terrible defense. There's nothing going on in Chicago. I do wonder if this makes the Bucs look better than they are, but
absolutely.
My question is, what do you do in Chicago? You can fire the coach, but that's not going to fix it. What do you do in Chicago? Where do you start?
So what I'm going to say is probably going to be unpopular to a lot of people.
Who cares?
I think the Justin Fields experience or the Justin Fields project is done. It's over with. It's time to just be like, hop off that train. It's just like, it's not doing anything for you. It hasn't yielded the results you needed. I don't know if you want to blame the coaches. You don't want to blame the coordinators, but it doesn't. It's not working. Either you have to, and I think what has to happen in Chicago, either you have to find a coach that could specifically coach this player, or you change your quarterback.
If they hadn't wasted the pick on Justin Fields, they'd have a better quarterback, or at least a different quarterback. And there were many better quarterbacks in that draft than Justin Fields, which means they'd probably be putting out more of a better team on the field, which means they wouldn't be sucking so bad. So I'm going to point the fingers at the quarterback and say no matter what the coach staff does, no matter what the OC does, they're not going to win with Fields as the quarterback.
Yeah, agreed. 100%. It's about time they give up on that project.
I don't know why he hasn't improved. This is his third year. He hasn't shown any improvement yet. That's what gets me. It's not the coaching. It's not any of that. It's that he's not getting better. I don't know necessarily if that's all on him or it is on the coaches, but that's a problem. When your quarterback isn't improving year after year, you're coming up on a time where you got to think about re-signing them to that big money deal, which they always have to be big money deals, even if they're a mediocre quarterback. Danny Jones. Like, what do you do with Chicago? Like, it's over, but are they going to be able to give it up so easily?
Yeah, it's just like it's about time they. Yeah, I'd give up on this project. He may be a good. I'm not even going to say a serviceable backup because he has improved in it.
He's a serviceable backup. He's Snoop Huntley at worst. So.
Honestly, listen. This is going to sound bad. It's going to sound like I feel like Snoop Huntley is a better straight up quarterback than Justin Fields is. I feel like Snoop Huntley can control a drive better than Justin Fields is. I feel like
known to.
Yeah, I feel like Snoop Huntley can come out there, take a book and open it, or take a defense and open it up like a book and read it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Justin Fields is failing there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when you look at all of these quarterbacks so far on this list, none of them really seem to be that sharp at that part of football when it comes to reading and dissecting defenses. So, who knows? Maybe that's just the thing that's coming into the league that's going to weed out a lot of the bad ones. But now we're going to move on. I'm going next step. Chargers lost 27-24 to the Titans. And that was enough to drop that team with all that firepower all the way to 28th, because this team has always been an underachiever, and I feel like this is just who they are. They have all the skill to be better, but they'll never be better, and their fault probably lies on that coaching staff. All the material, all the players you've been giving, all like at numerous positions, and you're still coming up short, like still consistently coming up short. You should be a strong contender for divisional crowns. You should be fighting at the end of the season. I mean, with that receiving core, that backfield, the past few years, you've been underachieving this whole time. So I'm going to put you where you belong in the back end, especially after losing to the Titans.
So if you had to pinpoint anybody on that offense or defense, or in the coaching staff, is anybody that you can pinpoint directly? Medical staff.
Mm-hmm. The receivers stay unhealthy, stay injured. That don't help.
I could see that. And that's a problem if you can't keep receivers healthy.
Mm-hmm. They don't have the depth to fight after that. They only got the Chew, and maybe that rookie will be good this year, but
I haven't seen anything from him this year.
That's to be seen. So,
well, I guess we'll see from here. Mm-hmm. See if they can win.
All right. Did you ever find that music? Because I want music for this one.
All right. We'll see what we got.
Give me something good. Anything. Give me something good.
Sell me something good.
Yeah.
All right. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some. Give me some.
Boom.
Give me some. Give me
some. Okay, that's good enough. The Patriots, number 27. That makes me feel so good to say. They lost 24-17 to Miami. It's like, yay, every time Belichick loses, an angel gets their wings. It's such a beautiful experience. I look forward to the day we can just we can just take that man off of this damn pedestal that we placed him upon and ordain him like he's some coaching god mastermind of football. He's got a losing record without Brady. I mean, he really do. I've given numerous reasons on this show why this man is overrated. And I don't need to do that again. I don't need to rehash that. This is not he's for the most part the general manager of this team also. When you look at that roster, and that roster is pretty meh. Like, it's mid as hell. Mid AF. So let's just go ahead and let Belichick ride off into the sunset. Finally give it, and just move on, because that's done. It's time to go home, Belichick. The nursing home needs you. You need to go coach the shuffleboard team.
I agree. The Patriots are a shell of them former selves. They're Dookie juice.
Yes,
I don't even know why we're holding on. Like, we've been holding on to them to be better than what they are, and it's just time to give up.
It's time. They're done. Anything else you want to contribute? I can move forward.
Yeah, you can go ahead and move forward. I feel like we've expressed our disinterest in the Patriots. It's just like Tom Brady was that legacy.
It was clear, it was clearly all him. It was all him.
Yeah.
Him and Ty Law.
So,
Vinatieri. All right. Moving on, now we're going to Vegas, who kind of got it handed to him by Buffalo. And it just makes me wonder why Davante Adams is still sitting on that roster. Let that man go somewhere and win. He deserves better. He was one of the best receiver in the league for a good 5 years. He deserves better than this at the end of his career, end of his prime. The Raiders are bad. Their coaching staff is bad. Their quarterback is bad. Max Crosby's okay, but the defense is bad. It's time to. If y'all want to keep McDaniels and Garoppolo, let Davante Adams go to a contender. For the love of God, please let that man go to a contender. Send him. Absolutely. I don't care where. Just send him to somebody that's actually going to sniff the playoffs this season. He should not have to ride it out in Las Vegas. I don't know how much he likes to gamble, but he shouldn't have to gamble on his career. Let the man go. Let the man have some peace in his career. He's an old man. He's like 29. Let him have some peace. Well, with that said, do you have anything to add, GQ?
Listen, the Raiders are garbage. I 100% agree with you. Davante needs to go play for a contender.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Davante deserves better than what he's getting. It's you bring him in and you pair him up with a quarterback that can potentially win with him, and then you let him go. Let that quarterback go to go play with a quarterback that's not going to do anything.
Yeah. That's foul. They really did that man wrong. I say the only way to do right by him, since you've obviously decided that you're not going to be anything this season. You're riding with McDaniels and Garoppolo. How much hope can you have? Let that man go. Let that man breathe. Let Jacobs go, for that matter, too. Because you only get like 4 years as a running back anyway, and I'm pretty sure this is his. So let that man at least go do something. Let them go. Let them go. Commit to being a bad team. Let your good talent leave. They deserve better. McDaniels, you suck. You're a bad person. You know what you did. Now we're going to Denver. They lost a good one to Washington, but they still lost. We're still waiting to see that Sean Payton magic. See what Russ can do when he's cooking. That kitchen been on fire for a long time, and that defense is burning now too. Maybe since Payton's there, he needs Greg Williams back. Maybe you should start setting bounties on people again. But for right now, all I'm seeing is Hackett all over again in Denver. I don't like it. It's a tragedy. Anything to add, GQ?
I feel like, and what I've just expressed this about Sean Payton just a few days ago. Sean Payton has proven that he is not a great coach. He is not as good of a coach as we thought he was.
Right.
And he's basically his entire, sweetheart, I said I was going to get you something. You got to wait. Yeah, so basically, outside of Drew Brees, he hasn't accomplished anything. So that's my thoughts on Sean Payton, and he's proven that. I mean, just the same thing. It's like as soon as Drew Brees left, your record went to shit. So that's where
like
I
that when
express
you're a
my feelings
fraud.
about that. Yeah.
All right, next up. Sorry, Unc, but number 24 in this week's power rankings are the Minnesota Vikings. What is going on there? That team should be a lot. I don't know, I just feel like they should be better. They should always be better, but they're always just average every year. And like I don't understand what it is, but I mean, it's not Jefferson, it's not Cousins. So what is it? What is the problem in Minnesota that they just can't get it together? New coach, new court, new system. What? What is it?
It's that owner. I feel
Maybe.
I feel like because as much as I want to say I dislike Cousins, Cousins does enough to not lose the games for Minnesota.
Yeah.
And what I've observed from Minnesota is that they're not bad. They're just stupid. I don't know. It's like when you watch them play, it's just like, why would you do that? That's just stupid. Or it's just like, I don't know. It's just like I can't with the words aren't there. You know, it's like I don't know how to just. It's just like it's just like it's
just for the record. Yes, I have.
but it's just like you're wondering. I just don't know how like where when it comes to Minnesota, it's just like because it's like you should be better than what you are. It's like once y'all fired Mike Zimmer, it's just like, yeah, we're gonna be bad now.
Nobody appreciated Mike Zimmer. Nobody's appreciated that man his whole career.
No, absolutely not. Fucking O'Donnell.
I mean, Jefferson got his rocks off against Philly, but they still lost. So I don't know what else they could do. He can't do it. They can't do it by themselves though. They need pieces or something. Pieces, new system. Can't be a new system. It's a new system. So they need pieces. Okay. Now we're going to one of my who I consider very overrated teams. Arizona. Well, not Arizona. I'm sorry. The New York Giants, who beat Arizona last week. I mean, it's like, yay, you beat Arizona, but you scored 0 against Dallas. So where's the median for the Giants? Is this a 7-8, 7-9 team, 7-10 team, 10-7 team? Where do they lie? Are they somewhere in between there?
The Giants are ass, and I'm surprised they don't get like rated at 30 because they're bad. But I guess
they're not bad.
I think that the deal with the Giants is just like there's just so many teams worse than them that makes them as bad. That makes them better. It's just like they're bad, but your team's worse than them. That just by proxy, you're not that bad because compared to everybody else, it's just like, oh, okay, you might be average.
Right. No, I mean they beat Arizona, so you take that what you can. That doesn't mean much. It's Arizona.
Yeah,
they could be lower, but had they actually competed against Dallas, they'd probably be higher. So who the hell knows? They probably aren't a good team now. Going to a team that should be a good team, but isn't so far this season anyway. Joe Burrow and the Bengals. They lost 27-24 to Baltimore. Bengals, I mean, they're not really closing out games on the defense. They're not doing great.
It's because they don't have Eli Apple no more.
Eli Apple, what did he do to his baby mama? Also, props to her for getting babies by 3 NFL players. She is set for life.
Great, yes.
Applause to you, you damn hood rat. You must be finer than a mug.
She is pretty. She isn't a bad looker. My thing is, because as an NFL player, how you not catch on to that yet? I'm like, wait a minute. You got kids by them already? Nah, no thank you. I'm not laying down with you.
Some people just stupid. Some people just want
They got the same
smash.
dad. Your kids got the same dad? No, that's Josh Jacobs' kid. That's his kid, and that's Eli Apple's kid.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's just like,
yeah.
It's like, I'm out of here. No, thank you. Flag on the play.
Seriously, how did you not just take off running? Nobody on your team told you.
Exactly.
Somebody left him. Somebody left all hanging. 3. Damn fool.
It's like she's either a very good at finessing people, she's a very good liar, or they just didn't care.
They didn't care. They didn't care. You see what these fools be doing down there.
Flag on the play.
I'm gonna pay $500,000 on a date. On a date. You done spent $500,000 on a date just because you think you just dumb. All right. Look at you.
You know, Chad Ochocinco said he wouldn't spend $300 on a date.
I believe it.
He is the most frugal rich man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a system. It works for him. I respect it. All right. Now we going to Indianapolis. They won against Houston. And the quarterback, who still hasn't quite figured out how to throw the ball at the pro level, he got concussed. His first win, his first NFL concussion. Which one do you think he puts on the wall? GQ?
I'm not sure.
Does he put his concussion on the wall? Or does he cut first to win? Either way, it's going to be attached to a football that he rushed for a touchdown with because he can't really throw for them yet. And he doesn't have to throw to.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't know if we can really judge him on that.
Great.
Who are you throwing to? You remember when Indianapolis had one of the best O-lines in the game and then...
And receivers.
I don't know what happened. Because it doesn't look like there's much turnover on that line.
I'm assuming is Bill Polian retired, probably.
Yeah.
And that was the guy running those teams, and they haven't been good. The Colts haven't been good in, I'd say, 13 years, if we're being honest. Since Peyton left. And maybe in the year before Peyton left.
Bill Parcells.
Oh, fuck that guy.
He has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to say the name.
Oh, well, that's nice. Now we're going to Los Angeles. To the Rams. The Rams. They lost 30-23 to the San Francisco 49ers in an NFC West matchup. Are the Rams any good? I know they have Kupp, they have Donald. Stafford's supposed to be pretty decent, but it's like
Stafford's a shell of him for himself.
Is McVay there next year?
If they don't improve, no. If they don't make the playoffs, Sean McVay is gone.
Fair enough.
I think he'll resign though. I don't think they'll retire. I don't think they'll fire him. I think he'll resign.
That fire is just out of spite. Gave you everything. Gave you all the players. Killed our draft. Said, fuck them picks. And look what you did. Look what you did with all of that. All of his little prodigies that came along, all those young Sean McVay types that wasted the league for 2 seasons, walking around ruining quarterbacks, wasting people's primes, ruining their money. Because everybody wanted a Sean McVay. And look what Sean McVay really was. Come on, y'all.
What's funny is
about that. Fads, NFL. You can be your own person. Use your own damn brains. Stop doing what everybody else do.
What's funniest about that whole situation is because I was excited when they hired him at 30 years old. I was like, oh man, Wonderkin. And then they gave him, and the whole idea behind it was give him everything he needed to be successful. That was the idea at when they were still the St. Louis Rams. The whole idea when they hired him was give him everything he needs to win, give Wonderkin everything. And then what did he do with it? He blundered it. So I don't call him Wonderkin. Yeah. I'll call him Blunderkin because he blundered it. You blundered it. Blunderkin.
If you want a Chunky Soup commercial, you'll ask anyway. So that goes for every single one of them that's been on there.
I think the best commercial to be on is the Hulu commercials. Yeah, the best quarterback in the game is Jalen Hulu has live sports.
Yeah, well, they're not paying us to say that, so I'm going to move on to Tennessee Titans, who actually won for the first time in a while. They ended an 8-game losing streak, they did. Yes, sir. They beat the Chargers 27-24. I don't know what this win is worth. It's not a good roster. They'll be back in the 20s probably next week. Not a good team. You got anything to add?
You got the Titans. I don't like it.
Oh, no.
I don't like it, bro. Because they still got a wide receiver at quarterback.
Mm-hmm. But they won.
But they didn't win off that quarterback. More than we could say
for them Rams.
But they won with they didn't win off the arm of that quarterback. They got lucky and won. That win was luck.
A win is a win. This is the Power Rankings.
Oh,
you're only as good as the team you're playing.
So that means Dallas ain't that good. That means Dallas ain't that good.
How you figure?
Because they beat the Giants, and who was the other team they beat?
The Jets.
Yeah. No. You're only as good as the teams you beat.
Mm-hmm. Next. Wait, we were still in Tennessee. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we did Tennessee. So, yeah, ironically, we're going to the Jets at number 18, who lost 30-10-30 versus Dallas. They got their asses kicked. It's really weird. I don't understand that team. They should have just invested all that money they wasted on Aaron Rodgers into getting more weapons on both sides of the ball. Instead of trying to be pretty, go for the one big score and fail. Karma has kicked the Jets' ass, but I'm still giving them points because there's a strong roster there. They just played a team that's just on a roll right now. Came out as strong as you possibly can. Was that 70 points in their first 2 games? 70-10, a 60-point differential? Damn. Oh, man, that hurts me to say all of that. But facts is facts, and Dallas is a monster right now. The Jets are probably going to struggle all season offensively because they went and got Alan Lazard and Randall Cobb instead of going to get real receivers. Not Aaron Rodgers' besties. Now you're stuck with them. Next up, you got anything to add about the Jets?
I guess it's just another one of those situations where the team is just bad, but everybody else is just that much worse. That's why, like I said, like there's like everybody else is just like it's 24 teams in the league that suck, and it's like 6 or 7 teams that are actually good. I guess we're looking at that situation because
that's the Jets, Steiner math.
The Jets are just at the 18. Oh my gosh, we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
No, that's not even halfway. 18 isn't even that's not even a playoff team. Like,
I know.
Yeah, that's middle of the pack as you get. And that's about where they are. Because there are a lot worse rosters, a lot worse coach teams on this list.
Well, I hope it gets better.
Named. Of course it gets better. I'm at 18. Well, now I'm at 17. The Cleveland Browns. Yeah, are they any good? Or was week 1 a fluke? Because they lost 26-22 at Pittsburgh. And you can really ask the same question of Pittsburgh. Are they any good?
I think they're good. Listen.
Cleveland, specifically.
Let's talk about it. Cleveland Browns are good. They are good. Deshaun Watson figured himself out. Guess what? Joey Porter held that dude both hands right here. Held him both flags. The flag should have been called. It wasn't called. BS. The Browns are not who we thought they were. They aren't who we thought they were. They're better. They're performing better. We thought they was the Cardinals, or we thought they was the old Browns. they was doing the damn thing. But listen, they might not be that good anymore because Chubb hurt. So
yeah, shout out to Nick Chubb. His career might be over though.
Shout out to Kareem Hunt. He visiting the Browns right now.
Yeah, what's that going to do? All right, so Cleveland Browns will be like 25 next week on my list. Myles Garrett, you might want to export trade. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm ready to get to the next one.
All right, next one is, you know they lost? Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if they contained the Chiefs or if the Chiefs were off, but that was just an ugly game across the board. 17-9, Kansas City beat Jacksonville. What is that?
So let me ask: was it a bad offensive game or a good defensive game?
I don't know. It was a bad game.
Listen,
I mean, Mahomes got his numbers. Obviously, nobody on the Jags got their numbers. I mean, Mahomes threw 2 touchdowns, but Mahomes threw 2 touchdowns. What it should have been is a lot higher, more points for Kansas City. And Jacksonville probably should have been doing something more than 9 points. We expect more than that out of Jacksonville. So I gave them a pass, kept them on there because Kansas City only scored 17, and, you know, they're still where they belong. They're right there in the middle where they belong right now.
I agree.
Neither team really came to play as far as I'm concerned. We'll see what happens next week. Number 15, they lost also as well, too, in a dogfight. But the Green Bay Packers, they could have won. In some ways, they probably should have won. Wasn't for that one run by Behan. It's led to the field goal. But good game. Packers, they'll be fighting for a spot. They'll be competing with the Lions by the end of the season. I don't know that Minnesota will be in the running, and we know Chicago won't. So maybe that NFC North will come down to those 2 teams, Packers, Lions. We'll see. This is just the first one that we did, so long path ahead of us. Speaking of their divisional rival this season, number 14. Wait, do you have anything on Green Bay?
I have 2 words to say about Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Butt stumble.
Okay.
You saw that play where Jordan Love went to go under center and then fell. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that happened. And something I meant to mention when we were talking about Carolina and Bryce Young, they're bad. And the reason why I say they're bad, did you see the play when Bryce Young
didn't know where the center was?
He lined up behind the right guard instead of the center. And Miles Sanders had to push him. That's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But where did this guy come from? Alabama? Where he probably never lined up under center because they just don't do that there.
But he was in the shotgun. You should know where to stand.
Oh yeah, this is true. Like you should, yeah. Well, he's obviously not figuring it out fast enough, where they'd be putting up more of a fight. Oh, maybe they'll all be bust.
Andy Dalton's turn.
Who?
All right, let's move it on.
All right, moving on. Detroit Lions, number 14. They took an L to Seattle, but we know Seattle's good. Seattle 37-31. That Lions team would have beat most teams this week. But, it went to overtime. It was a hell of a game. Seattle just was the better team in the end. Yeah, exactly. Somebody had to lose. Props to Detroit. We still rooting for you, but not as much as the Eagles, obviously. Anything you want to add?
Listen. Dan Campbell for Coach of the Year.
It's week 2, ladies and gentlemen. GQ's kind of
WTE. WTE. Listen, it's technically week 2 of our podcast, so.
What's all that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm actually excited to see Detroit playing well. It's very exciting to see.
Yes. Wrong team. All right. Number 13. They won, but, easy win. Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat Chicago 27-17. The defense was in Fields' space all game, and Mayfield didn't turn the ball over. That's how you win football games. So they did exactly what they needed to do. Baker Mayfield almost looks like a semi-competent quarterback, like the guy who might have been worth a first-round pick. And Tampa Bay's still doing very well for themselves this season. What you got to say about Tampa Bay, that defense beating the shit out of Justin Fields this weekend?
Who do we credit for these wins? Do we credit Baker? Do we credit Todd Bowles?
It was the defense that beat up Fields, so Mayfield did what a quarterback is supposed to do, at least a game manager is supposed to do. You should just not give the ball up. And the defense did what it's supposed to do. That's get pressure on the quarterback. So.
But the thing is, the defense did this last. The defense, there's not much turnover from the defense from last season.
Right.
It's still the same defense they were when they won the Super Bowl under Tom Brady.
Yeah.
So could it just be that their missing link was last season they had a Tom Brady who was declining in skill set? They bring in another guy who can just manage the game well.
Yes.
Because
that could
they lost.
Be it.
So I guess, like they say, defense do wins championships, and as long as they got a good defense and a solid quarterback that doesn't turn the ball over, listen. Baker Mayfield is playing out his mind this year, though.
Yeah, he's playing better than he has in his career. Speaking of those kind of players, though, we got Geno Smith and the Seahawks at number 12. They're the team that beat the Lions in 37-31 in an all-time classic overtime game. Is that a playoff preview? You think we see that matchup again this season?
Who's that? Geno
Seahawks, Lions. Geno and the Seahawks.
Yeah, I could see that because the Eagles are going to have the number one seed. So
okay.
So if Eagles don't get the number one seed, it's definitely going to be the Seahawks. So
okay,
that's where my thoughts are. That's why if the Seahawks don't get that number one seed, then yes, they'll be playing Detroit.
Okay. I feel like I probably should have got these numbers reversed here. But number 11 is Pittsburgh after beating Cleveland 26-22. You know, that's the 20th time in a row Pittsburgh beat Cleveland at home. It's ridiculous.
Cleveland is Cleveland. It's the Elves.
Yeah. They took the biggest L they took in years, though, when they lost Nick Chubb. We really may not see Nick Chubb on the field again.
Be the best thing for him to do. Ooh. Contract talks.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor may never ever get his money. Saquon may never ever get his money.
Nope.
These guys may never ever get that money.
No, they're not getting their money.
They're gonna go in the meeting room that discuss their money, and then they're gonna chub. It's exactly why you ain't getting your money.
Oh well, that's the nature of the beast, though. That's what the script said. It was time for Nick Chubb to go.
Script, ladies and gentlemen.
Script to this team's going a lot better so far. Our surprise team of the season, the Atlanta Falcons. They beat Green Bay 25-24, and they are on number 10 on my power rankings. The road's definitely going to get harder for them from here. Like, they're not surprising anybody at this point.
They're playing better than I expected them to. Desmond Ritter's playing better than I expected him to. I wasn't 100% on like Desmond Ritter's the guy. It wasn't me, but listen, I shut my mouth now.
No, this is where it gets something. They're gonna have
wait till
week
now, 8,
right? They got game film on them now, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the Atlanta does to, make adjustments, because defenses are going to be aware now of their tendencies and whatnot. So, let's see what the Falcons really are made of these next few weeks. Do they stay in the top 10? Do they fall all the way to the bottom? Who knows? Stay tuned for the next Dragon Ball Z. You got anything on the Falcons?
They're just doing better than I thought they would. I'm excited to see it. It's like they're like a super. I'm not gonna say super team, but they're a solid team. but they're a solid team, but their roster doesn't look like it. If you put their roster on paper, they do not look like the team that they're playing as. Listen, I'm happy to see it.
Right, we're all happy
exciting.
to see it. Yeah, it's nice to see Atlanta win.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually see it, but John Mustardson is actually a real mustard.
Okay, now we're going to New Orleans, number 9. They beat Carolina 20-17, led by undrafted rookie Tony Jones Jr.'s 2 touchdowns. What do we do with the Saints? Are they good?
Yeah, they're good.
They got a solid defense, that's for sure.
I don't want them to be good because I'm not a Dennis Allen fan. But listen, they're doing well enough.
Yeah. I mean, they beat the Saints. They beat the Panthers. They're supposed to beat the Panthers. Panthers are one of the worst rosters in the league. If you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, then, at minimum, you're a solid team.
Right.
So, I don't know if that really made sense or not, but you know what I'm saying. If you take the easy wins and you beat the easy wins, then
the games you're supposed to win.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah. Well, Dallas.
Yeah, they won the games that they were supposed to win. They were supposed to beat the Jets and the Giants. So
yes, of course they were. I mean, everybody's supposed to beat the Giants. You got more for Saints, New Orleans?
No.
Okay. So next up, I'm going down south to Miami. Another surprise running back carrying a team to a win. Raheem Mostert got 2 touchdowns for Miami last week. Remember Raheem Mostert?
Yeah, remember he was picked up by the Eagles?
Vaguely,
the Eagles
yes.
cut that man?
Yeah.
He was an Eagle.
Eagles let a lot of average players get through. Is this something that's going to continue? Is Mostert the running back from Miami?
Yeah.
You think he's the
guy? I mean, he's older. I think he's got like 2 years left.
Right. I mean, he didn't take 32. A lot of wear and tear because he was busted up a lot. And he was a backup for a lot of his career. Okay. Well, I don't buy it. I don't buy Mostert as the guy. I am happy that the Dolphins won a game where they couldn't just rely on their receivers or their passing game, and they actually had to grind it out. And they beat New England, which is always a good thing in my book. So, shout out to Miami. Y'all doing it big. Keep up the good work.
Throw it up. I'll go get it.
0. No, not really. Miami, booty shaking. Peace. Number 7, the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they got a win this week, 38-10 versus Vegas, but that was Vegas again. It's kind of early in the season, so we don't know what to make of most teams. We don't know. We know so far Vegas isn't looking very good though. So you take that 38 points, that 3 touchdowns for Josh Allen with a grain of salt, I guess. Or do you look at it as like actually something positive after they lost the way they did the first week?
Yeah. Buffalo right now this year, I have that Olympic girl Michaela, when she was like, I'm not impressed. It's just like, not impressed. It's just, I don't know. They're just not the team that I thought they were. Like they're not the team. They're not exciting, and they should be because they haven't played anybody.
I mean, they played Vegas, so that, you take that what it's worth. You can only play the team in front of you. They don't control the schedule. They got games against the Patriots. They got games against the Dolphins. They got games against the Jets. So we'll see. That division's completely up for grabs, though.
If they beat Miami, then I'll sing their praises. Until that happens.
Fair enough. Number 6. This one will shock y'all, America, whoever's listening. After leading his team back from 18 down to win in Denver, the Washington Redskins and Sam Howell might be dangerous. I got them at number 6 this week. And rising. I like the Washington. What you think?
I called it. I said
you did.
I watched Sam. I said I watched Sam Howell in training camp, and I said that dude was throwing darts. I said it was a training camp. Sam Howell threw a dart between two defenders and met Jahan Dotson in the hands like this. Touchdown. Ladies and gentlemen, I said that Sam Howell was going to be the guy, and he's proven himself.
Is it
the man's playing out his mind.
Is it Bieniemy?
Yes, it's Bieniemy. It's obviously
Give
Bieniemy
his props, y'all. Give a shout out to Eric.
Give that man his flowers. Here you go, sir. Here go your flowers.
Indeed.
If this doesn't get him a head coach, if he doesn't become a head coach at the end of this year, if he doesn't become a head coach this year, collusion. Collusion.
It's always collusion. Did you see that throw Howell made to McLaurin between the two defenders in the end zone?
Yep.
Oh my God! Like that's a quarterback. Like yeah, that was the moment it hit me. That was the moment when I saw that throw, and I saw like wow, right where only his receiver could get it. I became a realist. I'm a witness. Yep. This Redskins team, this Commanders team, sorry, they might be dangerous this year. Shout out to Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell. All right, speaking of Bieniemy, my number 5 team scored 17 points when they're known for scoring like 40 and getting in the shootouts, and Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, but they don't have Bieniemy. 17-9 to Jacksonville. I got the Kansas City Chiefs at number 5. I probably just talked in a total circle. Point being, this is a bad game for the Chiefs. Is this what it is now for the Chiefs? Is this what they're going to look like?
Yes. I feel like people got their number now. I feel like people figured out what their game is. It's just like Pat Mahomes isn't going to stand in that pocket and make throws. It's just not him. It's just he doesn't do pressure well. So his best thing is he's got to roll out, he's moving around and throw the ball. That's where defense, and I've seen a lot of this year, defense is just playing back. They're not allowing these players, they're giving them the short passes. They're giving these quarterbacks short passes, not giving them that deep ball.
Right.
And that's killing. That is going to kill Mahomes because
they're used to rushing more than they can block as the strategy. And when you're doing the opposite, they have the time, but they don't have the space. The receivers don't get the space. So, I mean, it's logical. It's a logical strategy to beat all of these throw first, air it out, almost spread-based teams. So, it works.
Yeah.
I mean, it works against Mahomes. It worked against Mahomes last year, too. Well, they figured it out. Andy's got to adjust, and he doesn't have Bieniemy with him this year. He has Matt Nagy from Chicago. So,
absolutely,
that doesn't look good right now in KC. But they're still good enough because they got Mahomes to be number 5 on my list.
Okay.
As long as Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes are there, I'm going to give them probably a top 10 spot just on GP. You got anything else on it?
Nothing.
All righty. And next stop, we're going to Charm City, Baltimore, Maryland. Going down to Russell Street to go hang out at the stadium. RIP Hammerjacks. The Ravens won 27-24 at Cincinnati. And as of right now, in my eyes, they look like the best team in the AFC so far. This game was not as competitive as the score said. So, I mean, the Ravens are going to be a monster. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with, like most seasons. Except the only teams in their path would be, say, Cincy if they ever figure it out, Kansas City if they ever figure it out, Buffalo if they ever figure it out. Yeah, it's impressed there for the taking. Maybe Miami, who knows? But, I mean, the AFC is there for Baltimore to take it this year. They look like the best team on paper and on the field. So, Lamar Jackson, it's all in your hands, I guess. Give them hell. Go Ravens, I guess. What you think?
I think I agree with you. You're right where they like Baltimore's playing the best they can. Get down, girl. She's standing on something. Anyway, Baltimore is playing the best they can. They play the best game they can.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, the teams to beat that they have to worry about is Miami and Kansas City, and I don't see that happen. I don't see them being that much of a threat for them.
Right. We can see the Ravens in the Super Bowl this year, and I know a lot of people that'll be excited at that notion. I know a lot of people that will be excited at the motion if they're playing my number 3 team on this list, who also got a big W, this time in Minnesota. Ran all over Minnesota while Minnesota kept losing control of the ball. 3 touchdowns for the Philadelphia Eagles. Go Birds, fly Eagles, fly bitches. Eagles do what they're supposed to do when they still haven't even got it together yet on offense. And they're still busting people, still running through people, still getting pressure. So doing what the Eagles do best. What you think, Cheeky?
I think the Eagles are too low, but that's just my bias speaking. They are. I feel like they're playing light. I feel like they're. I think it's basically on offense. They haven't figured out who they are. They haven't figured out what their identity is. They don't know. I say run the ball. Just run the ball. Everything else, they'll figure everything else out.
If it's working for you, stick to what works. Don't get fancy.
So run the ball. Cute. Because what people are doing is these defenses, they're playing back. They're not allowing the deep passes. All right, run the ball. You got that monster backfield. Use it.
Yes.
Just run the ball.
Yes.
Get everybody 10 carries a pop. Each guys run the ball 40 times. Each guy get 10, 12 carries each. Boom. They're going to eventually say, you know what, pull these safeties up. Let's not run this 3 deep safety no more because they running all over. Devontae Swift got 175 yards running on us. Let's move these people up. And then they do that, and A.J. Brown and Devontae just toast y'all. That's what they got to do. I feel like it is too early to really tell what's going to happen. But I feel like at some point people are going to start, all right, you know what? We can't play this. The Eagles, we can't keep playing scared because they're going to cook us on the ground.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All
and
right.
I know the next – I'm not going to like the next 2 picks. So.
No, you're not. No, you are not. I am going to hurt a lot of people's feelings here.
I think you're going to hurt yours too.
I heard mine when I typed it. I've already made peace with it. I went to confession and everything. I've been absolved. Did my Hail Marys, whipped myself in the back, all that good stuff. All right, my number 2 team. And they're winning 30-23 versus the Rams. And Brock Purdy's worst game, he only had 206 passing yards. But they won a game they should have won. But they definitely got a lot of work ahead of them also as well, too. That's San Francisco, though. That's my number 2 team. What you think?
I think they won the game they were supposed to win. Yeah. I don't see nothing special. Brock Purdy showed you who he was, who he is. He is not the same guy that was coming out here just dominating. He's not that guy.
Yeah, and if he plays like that again, he will be dropping a lot lower, win or lose. So.
Yep. So they play that. Wait, just watch. When they play a team that's not going to sit there and let them beat them, what we saying? We be singing a different song. Same with your number 1.
Mm-hmm. Do better next week. Y'all played San Francisco. Y'all played the Rams. I'm giving you a pass this week, San Francisco. Do better.
Do better.
Because it's your fault that I have to do what I'm about to do here. My number 1 team, and it was almost impossible to not pick this team for a simple reason that they've just dominated everybody that's been in front of them. It was the Jets and the Giants, so who knows? But the Dallas Cowboys have given up 10 points in their first 2 games while scoring 70. 60-plus differential. That's ridiculous. That's dominance. I have no choice but to put them there. I hate the Cowboys. I wish death on Jerry Jones every time I open my eyes in the morning. That's literally part of my morning routine. I drink my eggs and I wish death on Jerry Jones. So, it pains me really harshly. As harsh as my mellow to say that the Dallas Cowboys, as of week 2 in the NFL season, are the number 1 team in my power rankings. And it's better change next week.
I call bullshit for 200, Alex.
I don't know what to tell you. I was being fair. I was being judicious.
It's the Giants. They beat teams they should have beat. No.
You're supposed to beat the teams you should have beat. But they're the team that dominated the teams that they should have beat. No other team has dominated the way they've dominated.
But here's the thing. It's Daniel Jones, a guy who doesn't throw touchdowns. He's shit. We all knew he was shit. He ain't got no receivers. We knew he was shit. We knew they wasn't going to be able to score points. They're
but
shit.
You can only play who's in front of you. I can't reward.
What? But you can only dominate.
Play Baltimore.
No, because they dominated a shit defense. Their shit defense. We're talking about the dominator. But, and then they went out and played the Jets, who are also a shit defense.
No, they're not. The Jets are not a shit defense. The Jets are a solid fucking defense.
They got a defensive coach.
No.
Three good players on defense who I even know. They got Saucy Gardner, who got torched. Saucy Gardner, who got torched.
Mm-hmm.
Quinnen Williams, the only person on that defense that I even give a shit about. And that's it. They dookie juice. They're not impressive. They beat the Jets because they were supposed to beat the Jets. They beat the Jets because they were supposed to beat the Giants. Now, when they go out and play somebody like Philadelphia, if I want to see them do that,
yeah. And I can't do shit about the rankings till they
yes, you
lose.
Can. You can let your bias take over.
Why the hell would I do that? I want people to listen to this and look at me with credibility on this list. This is my power rankings. This ain't like my fanboy list. This ain't my fan fiction. I'm not going to have Tony Romo coming back from the dead to throw the Cowboys out of the playoffs.
But listen, now that I got that off my chest, I don't think the offense have done anything impressive. However, I think their defense is playing phenomenally. It's what you expect from a defense like that. It's what you expect because you look at that defense and they're phenomenal. Only thing I'm happy about I could say about Dallas is they were talking so much garbage about this guy Mosey Smith or whatever. Haven't heard his name once.
Yeah.
Haven't heard his name once.
Well, that makes sense.
They were talking about he's a better
times for a D tackle to get adjusted. So
they say he was a better pick than Jalen Carter. Guess what? They say it takes time. Somebody said it takes time for a defensive tackle to get adjusted.
And the Cowboys said he was a better defensive
and everybody
tackle.
Was saying it too. Everybody who ride cowboy dicks was saying the same damn thing.
They say they don't know football. They ride the cowboy dicks.
So
of course they don't know football. If you like, Cowboys are the greatest. Hey, we gonna win a Super Bowl every year. Nah, shut the fuck up. Because you ain't gonna do shit before
Dallas is number one.
This team ain't
I'll give him that.
This team ain't no different.
I'll give him that. The defense played dominant. The defense did play good, but guess what? They're going to come against a team that can actually put points on the board, that can actually come out there and embarrass your receivers.
Of course
they will play against a coach. They will play against an offensive coach that can outsmart your defensive coach. Dan Quinn, you're a hack. And the only reason why you're getting coaching interest is because you got Micah Parsons, because before you had Micah Parsons, nobody was talking about Dallas defense. Nobody was talking about that defense.
We were laughing at Dallas's defense a couple of years back.
Before they got Micah Parsons, they was talking about a cornerback that got a lot of interceptions, but he got burnt a lot. Eat ass, Dan Quinn. Y'all lucky. I can't wait to see the rest of the season so I can tell y'all to eat shit. Either you can eat shit or I'll eat crow. I'll go to KFC and get a chicken and get some colored dye, paint it black, and eat it.
Shout out to food poisoning.
But the fact of the matter is this. We will see. We will see.
Yeah, I mean, they got 2 games, obviously, against the Eagles and 2 against the Commanders, who are also in this top 10. So we'll see, because it's not like the schedule is going to be Giants and Jets every week. No one can have it so easy. You can only play the teams in front of you, as I've said, and you got to beat whoever you're facing. That's the only way you stay on top of this list. I'm only taking the best of the best, the most dominant, make my top 10. Rest of y'all can hit the bench.
And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.